We ain't rushing. Listen, big. He's swinging for the fences. Drop.
Well, the two guys, well, the biggest puncher, I feel, at the 135 would probably be Gervonta Tank Davis.
Do you think he has enough power to sustain?
Well, it's really all about skill.
Floyd Mayweather couldn't believe his eyes. One moment he saw Gervonta Davis moving through sparring like it was just a light practice, and the next moment, boom, a heavyweight twice his size fell to the ground like a slow-motion tree. Everyone in the gym just froze.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy. A heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. And like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Floyd, usually the calmest person in the room, had a rare look that said, "Wait, did that really happen?" You could see it clearly, a mix of pride and shock. It was like the face a scientist makes when an experiment explodes, but somehow turns out perfect.
Tell me about the two heavyweights he knocked out and dropped.
I don't drop no names.
No names. Tell me about the situation. So he spars one.
He hit him with a body shot.
Went down.
And I'm talking 200 plus pounds. And the other one he hit with a headshot.
And he went down too?
And he went down.
But people don't expect a guy 130, table it.
Right. And I'm not just exaggerating because Tank is our fighter. Tank has it. Punch power. I don't know where it comes.
Tank didn't celebrate, didn't show off, didn't even blink. He just stepped back with his gloves down. It was like this is what happens when perfect timing meets raw power. And for Floyd, who's seen every punch, every angle, and every fighter, that was the moment he realized Gervonta Davis isn't just his protege anymore. He's a one-man highlight reel, bending the rules of physics as he goes.
You were introduced to a lot of people when that clip of you sparring Tank was released, right?
He doesn't give off a genuine spirit to me. So he's just a very emotional, kind of angry kind of guy.
Was he like that with you after you touched him up, or just before even?
Yeah, I mean, just the old sparring, really.
There's a part in the clip, he hits you when you're down, and then he turns around, and I think you hit him.
Yeah, like sparring, he was just kind of just doing little dirt.
And here's the crazy part. That knockout wasn't a fluke. Gervonta Davis often spars with heavyweights, not for attention or headlines, but to feel real danger in training. His thinking is simple. If I can survive punches from a 230-pounder, no one at my weight can scare me.
In his career, Tank can fight at 140, 147. He has that power.
I think he could be multiple champion, maybe in 54.
Oh, yeah.
Now, one time he went to a gym in Memphis, sparred 4 guys, broke 4 noses in one afternoon. Do you have other examples of things like that Tank did in boxing?
Since he was a kid, man. When Tank was 14 years old, he was sparring state champions, man, and grown men.
And honestly, it shows. You can see how he handles pressure in fights, staying calm even when bigger guys try to bully him. That's what heavyweight training looks like. These aren't easy sparring sessions either. They're full-contact chess games where one mistake can send your mouthpiece flying into the third row.
In the corner, and he threw a 1-2, 1-2, and I was blocking it, but then he started pushing my head, he was purposefully pushing me down. He pushed my head all the way down, and then he was hitting me on my back. So then everybody was like, "Hey, what you doing?" So then I got up, and he asked me if I was good, and then right when I said I was good, he just started hitting me. And he turned around because everybody was like, "What are you doing?" And I just hit him. Like I said, protect yourself at all times.
But Tank loves it. He thrives in chaos. He treats every sparring session like a test, seeing how far power and timing can go when fear isn't a factor. Right after watching Tank dominate heavyweights like they were props in a magic trick, we move to Calvin Ford's corner, and suddenly the mood shifts from showtime to strategy. You can hear it in his voice.
That's my partner, Coach Kenny. I don't look for knockouts. I want to be able to punish him so bad where he look over and say, yo, you're a beast.
So, you know when you're training him, because you know he's got that lights off power, that one where if you don't belong in there with him, you won't belong in there with him. Is that something that you don't work on? It's like, that's there already. If you
work on the stuff that I need to work on for what particular opponent I'm in front of.
Calvin isn't chasing highlight reels or flashy knockouts for the cameras. He's clear. He's training Tank to punish Jake Paul and make the fight a lesson, not a photo op. That matters because when a trainer who's guided a fighter since he was a kid says it's not about one flashy hit, but sustained damage and control, you have to pay attention. Here's the deal. Jake brings chaos and attention, but Calvin is focused on old-school strategy, pace control, body work, and finding weaknesses. These moves don't trend on Instagram, but they can completely change a fighter's career.
Do you think he's underrated in that aspect of his game? Not that it matters, but do you think he is?
To tell you the truth, I want them to keep being the way they are. I don't want him to be the way they want him to be. Like at the end of the day, long we keep getting great results. The results and the numbers will speak for itself.
I'm laughing at the idea that Jake thinks this is just a cameo. This camp feels like they stapled a syllabus to the ring, and Tank is the final exam. We'll see if the showman can survive the test. But for now, I'm with Calvin. Don't expect flashy highlights for clicks. Expect a masterclass that leaves everyone asking why anyone thought a novelty act could outlast a fighter who's been tested and hardened in real training.
Sometimes losing because they don't realize that Jake actually takes it serious. So this is good to hear. Just already right off the rip, they were already doing something.
Surprised. So tell me, when did you hear about this?
They've been going back and forth for years. Tank and Jake, they've been going at it for years, and it would have happened sooner, you know what I'm saying, but we have hiccups in life.
So we just heard Calvin Ford say he's not training Tank for a single knockout, but to punish Jake Paul. Now we move to Gabe Rosado, who's dropping some real talk about the fight. Gabe's basically saying, Tank, don't underestimate him. He can catch you and end your night. You can feel the tension in every word. I love how he explains it. Yeah, Tank's slick and sharp, fighting monsters all his life. But Jake's size, reach, and power aren't something Tank faces every day.
Man, he making 40 mil is what I hear. Get your money. Because listen, this sport is brutal, dog. You got to hustle and bustle. And to put yourself in a position where you can make that kind of money, you can't be mad at Tank. Make your money, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, who's going to feed your kids? Who's going to take care of your family? Who's going to take care of you? So I ain't mad at Tank. Get your money.
Gab's perspective is priceless because he's been in Jake's corner and knows the angles. He's basically saying, Tank, respect the science. One slip and it's lights out. I can't lie, it feels like the perfect storm. Slick skill versus raw, attention-grabbing power. You feel the excitement. Gabe's warning adds spice, making this fight unpredictable. Tank's legacy is strong, but Gab reminds us that one punch, one mistake, and headlines get rewritten. This is why we watch boxing. It's not just skill, it's chess with fists with a little...
And we talking about Jake Paul, 200 pounds, a heavyweight. If one of those shots let go, and you gotta remember, what Tank is not used to is the height and reach advantage. So maybe Tank could drop and think he's away, but Jake got that extra 3-4 inches that Tank ain't used to. They can catch him. That could make a difference. But at the same time, Tank could punch too. And I wouldn't be surprised if Tank hurt.
So we just got Gabe Rosado laying out the blueprint, warning Tank about Jake Paul's reach, size, and one-punch danger. Now we move to Andre Berto, keeping it brutally honest. Berto's basically saying Tank isn't here to make friends. He's here to get the bag. I love the savage honesty. After that Roach fight, Tank felt the world against him, even thought about retiring. Now, he doesn't care about hot takes, Twitter rants, or comments. He's walking into Atlanta focused, lights off, with one goal: get paid and make Jake Paul question his life choices. You can almost hear the cash registers, and I'm thinking, yep, this is the perfect mix of skill, swagger, and pure business hustle.
Paul and Gervonta Davis. Wow, that sounds crazy. That sounds real crazy. But doing it in Atlanta, was a very smart, strategic move. Because one thing about Atlanta, I lived in Atlanta for a good 4 to 5 years, and I know one thing when it comes to us, anything that's popping in the city, they coming out. They coming out. The city is coming out.
And speaking of Atlanta, Berto makes a strong point. This isn't just a fight, it's a full-blown event. The city is going to show up, every seat filled, energy electric, and Jake Paul is about to face something he's never really seen. A stadium full of people who actually care about real boxing. Berto nails it between hot take and reality check, reminding us this is entertainment. But Tank's approach is smart. It's as much about psychology as punches. He's making a statement. You can hate, troll, or complain about the matchup, but at the end of the night, Tank cashes the check and you're left staring at the lights. The way Berto breaks it down, you don't just watch this fight, you feel the energy, the stakes, and the chaos about to unfold.
City will be coming out. It's going to be packed. A packed house in Atlanta. Come out. Of course, support Gervonta. Because like I say, Jake ain't never in his life going to see a stadium so filled with black people in his life. You know what I mean? They coming out. It's going to be crazy, right? I see a lot of people in the comments, of course, they're upset about it because what you box.
Right. Here's my take on why Tank versus Jake Paul is pure chaos wrapped in a boxing match. First, why are they fighting? Simple. Tank wants the money, Jake wants the spotlight, and the fans just want entertainment. Tank isn't taking this lightly. He's a world champ, yet he's facing a YouTube star because it's a smart, strategic move. Forget the haters. This is modern boxing economics 101. The Roach fight left Tank bitter, even thinking about retirement. So this isn't just another payday. It's a statement. He's still here, still relevant, still the main event, and he's taking control of his story.
I'm not surprised that he made a fight like that happen because he doesn't care what you think anymore. Gervonta does not care what y'all think anymore. The way he felt after that Roach fight, how he felt like everybody turned on him. He was already talking about retiring, and he hate this fight game.
Let's talk about that Roach rematch for a second. That fight shook Tank. He felt the pressure, the doubt, and maybe even thought about quitting. But facing Jake Paul isn't just about money or hype. It's therapy in the ring. Tank gets to release all that frustration from Roach, from critics, from anyone questioning his legacy, all in one night. And Atlanta is the perfect stage, a city that's going to bring the energy. This isn't just a fight. It's a spectacle where Tank reminds everyone why he's still a superstar. So yeah, this is more than fists. It's a battle of wills, brains, and the kind of swagger only Tank Davis has. Boxing, business, entertainment, it all comes together, and I'm here for every second.
This man just going to get the bag. He don't care what you think. He's going to go in there and get the bag, and I know Al Heyman. Al Heyman, I already know Al said, you know what? Forget what they talking about. I'm going to send you to the bank. I'm going to send you to the bank and make sure you get paid, and whatever you want to do after that, that's your business. But let's go get this money.
This is the kind of fight people will be talking about for years. Memes everywhere, debates nonstop. And we get to watch it live. Drop your hot takes in the comments because this matchup is pure chaos ready to explode. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. You won't want to miss a single second of the action. Catch you in next one.